All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by Josh Jones, Omaha Central, and of course, Creighton Prep star. This is the Let It Fly show, and we are inside the Let It Fly Sports Bar in the Capital District. And let me tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Right now, best time of the year.
Why
Best
you say
time
that?
of the,
Is it
best
because
time of the year.
everything jumping? Like
So for the next 55, we're taping this on a Thursday.
Word.
For the next 55 days, there will be some sort of college or pro football played.
That's tight.
55. I am 55 years old. There'll be 55 days of straight football.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, what's
best
the,
time of the year.
what's the best game? What's the best game you looking forward to?
Well, you know, October 12th is loaded with college football. Like
Word.
there is a bunch of good games, so that's kind of a dynastic kind of day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a chance to be incredible.
You know what's crazy? When we actually connected on this show, it was on like October 12th.
Really?
We watched all the
Oh,
games.
we went and watched the games on a Sunday. Yeah, we went out to a different sports bar. I remember that very well. We are recording this inside the Let It Fly Sports Bar and the podcast upstairs. You mentioned something earlier.
What's that?
I love this sports bar. I like eating the food. I like coming here.
Yep.
I'm too old for a DJ, bro. I'm watching football. I don't need to be hearing music.
Yeah.
I know you guys like that. People hear the music. I don't need that.
I think
after 10 o'clock.
I think the twist.
'Cause then I'm gone.
The twist that they do is they really got it for after the game. They play stuff like
They do it during the game. You know, like during the commercial breaks.
Oh, okay.
They play music during the commercial breaks.
Yeah, all right, well, I'm wrong then.
A variety of music. Like
you get 8 songs before
where are you going with this song? Yeah, and it's mixing the scratch and stuff. Not like just playing a song.
Yeah.
They're putting songs together and he's DJing. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to watch Minnesota, Iowa. I don't need the music. But I'm old. So I'm sure there's young people in there going, hey,
55
awesome.
is young, man.
Man, 55 is old.
Why you say that?
Because I'm 55. I mean, to be honest with you, look at this. Let me show you a picture real quick. So before I came here, you know what I did?
Oh, my God.
You know what I did? I
What's
did something you've probably done before only because of your heart condition.
For sure.
But I was putting together my pill box for the next 2 weeks.
I do that.
I was putting together my pill box.
Yeah, you old.
See, you know who's not putting together a pill box?
Val.
I'm not putting together a pill box. I'm putting together a pill box.
No doubt.
Please subscribe to our podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, you can like and subscribe and comment as well. Or if you're listening to the podcast, the audio version, like last week, on Spotify or wherever else, you can like and subscribe to that as well.
Yep.
Brought to you by Bud Light, no matter where you are. No matter what sport you watch, no matter which of the 55 days of straight college and pro football you're watching,
man,
do it with the Bud Light. Easy drinking, easy buckets, spikes, touchdowns, all of that throughout Nebraska. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. We're going to have a new dessert that's coming out here in a little while.
Man, I've been hearing about it.
So it's got bananas, it's got cheesecake, and it's got cookie in the title.
I heard cheesecake and I was in.
Cheesecake, you know my favorite 2 desserts are, I love carrot cake. And I love cheesecake.
Carrot cake.
Carrot cake cheesecake?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you got a top 5 of like, if you can have 5 different cheesecakes, what would they be?
Ooh. Well, see, I really like a plain cheesecake, like a regular New York style cheesecake.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of that.
Yep.
I like the marble one where they have like the caramel going through it. That's a good one too.
Yep.
And then all the other ones would be like, putting strawberry on top of it or putting blueberry on top of it for me. But carrot cake, anything, cheesecake, anything, German chocolate cake. I love me some German chocolate cake.
No doubt.
And then if it was going to be a pie, I do like sweet potato pie because I grew up in the South and a warm sweet potato pie with some vanilla ice cream on top of it.
Yep.
And then the last one, just talking about regular. So I told you earlier, I'm not a huge fan of fake banana stuff.
Yeah, you said that, yeah.
But I like real banana stuff.
Right.
You eat Bananas Foster? It's a big Louisiana.
Yeah, right.
Big,
I
fire.
have. Yeah.
Banana Foster at the end of the night.
But that's mainly down south.
Mainly down south.
That's down south.
So you finish an incredible meal.
Yeah. And
then somebody brings you banana, light it on fire. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to sleep tonight. What you got?
Regular New York cheesecake.
Yeah, it's the best,
Red velvet cheesecake.
That sounds good.
Carrot cake, German chocolate cake.
Yeah.
And I want to say my 5th would be Oreo.
Oreo is, that's one of my favorite
Oreo
ice creams.
Man.
Like if somebody brings me ice cream and it's got the Oreos in it, I'm a huge fan of that.
Man, whenever I got a guilty pleasure of, it'd be like 10, 15.
Yeah.
I really don't want to like eat snacks downstairs. I don't want to eat what I ate for dinner.
Right.
I'll order Sonic.
Oh,
DoorDash.
Okay, all right.
Give me a small Oreo.
Yeah. Blizzard?
Blast.
The
Blast, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Eat that thing.
Pause. I'm not the person that looks for dessert late at night.
Yeah.
You know what I usually eat if I'm snacking before I go to bed?
What's that?
This is stupid. Luncheon meat.
Oh, that's
I
not.
love luncheon meat. Like I keep salami,
that's
ham,
old school.
all that, roast
Man.
beef. I get a little bit of that, put a little mustard or something on it. And
Me and my dad used to do
good.
that when we used to go fishing.
What? Bring it over here, man. What?
Yeah.
Phil? Where you going? Bring it. We talked about. Bring it over. What do you?
Oh,
Phil,
it's
come
all
over
good.
here.
Yeah, it's
come
all
over
good.
here, Phil.
Yeah.
Phil, executive producer Phil. This is a big part of his job right here, grabbing the food.
Hey, Val, I understand you now.
This looks really good.
He said, I need half of that regardless.
This looks really, really good. So I mentioned it again. So it's got cookie.
Yep.
It's got banana. It's got cheesecake.
Yep.
It's got some little crumblings. If you can't see it, you see it okay, Val? It look okay?
Yeah, it look
It's
okay.
a little light, too much light on it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
and it's got some, what's the sauce next to it? Is that strawberry, raspberry? What is that?
Normally I eat
What's it
off
say
air,
on the
but
menu? What's it say on the menu? Okay, I see the mousse. What's the red stuff? Strawberry,
probably
raspberry?
raspberry.
Strawberry sauce.
Yeah.
All right. No, we could normally wait, but since we're doing the show,
Yeah.
and we have to tell people what we think, I'm gonna get a little bit from the edge here.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm gonna grab a little bit of the mousse, a little bit of strawberry.
Hey, this is for the win, by the way, Val. Oh my gosh. What?
Man, I taste the banana right there. I got a little banana. Yeah, that's good.
You know what just came to my mind?
Yummy.
This shit right here. Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
please come down
Yeah,
to Let It
come
Fly downtown, out west. This cheesecake.
They have
dessert.
some really good desserts. Because people don't think about dessert, I don't think.
I
So they have
promise you it's
the
great.
blackout cake,
Yeah.
which is really good.
They got the chocolate cake.
Yeah, that's what I call the blackout cake.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
chocolate,
Oh, word,
chocolate.
word,
and then you
word.
have
Word.
the apple pie,
Apple pie
with
is
the ice
great.
cream on top. And then this, man.
Hey, the thing I think I like the most about Let It Fly's dishes, whether it's entrees, sides, or
Yeah.
desserts, everything is a great portion.
Big portions.
Oh my god.
Big portions. Like that the trash can
Val,
nachos.
I promise I won't do you bad. You can have some.
And so that's our food dish of the week.
Yep.
Very good. It's always good to have dessert. My
Right.
wife, she will go eat less of something
Word.
so she saves space for dessert.
I respect that.
I'm the opposite.
like that.
I'm an entree,
Yeah.
appetizer,
But no,
and
but
I'll be
she's
full and
a
I won't have
dessert fan,
dessert.
though.
She wants dessert. Matter of fact, you know when you go to one of those events,
Yeah.
and they always have the dessert out there and the salad.
Yeah.
She crushes the dessert
Dessert.
before anything else comes.
Oh,
before
yeah.
anything else comes.
Hey, look.
Yeah, everything.
This is my little secret. I get there early and I go.
Switches desserts. Yeah, I know how that is. I've done it myself. Our guest this week is running back from Omaha Central. His name is Kylonn Haynie. I saw him play I just saw him last Friday against
Right.
Omaha West, a hard running kid.
Yes.
And he's got off from Nebraska, so we'll chat with him about that in the season so far. But let's first get the headlines.
Right.
We start off, of course, Nebraska, Rutgers, 3 p.m.
Yep.
The city of Lincoln, Memorial Stadium, Tom Osborne Field.
Yep.
It's going to be hot.
I can't wait.
It's going to be hot. And I'm not saying it's going to be hot like hot. It's going to be hot.
Hot.
93
I
degrees
know.
is the predicted temperature.
I know.
With winds going from 15 to 25 from southwest up to gust of 40 miles an hour.
Man.
So not just windy, but windy and hot.
Them fans gonna be out on the sideline.
Man, you know how that is. It's like being inside of a convection oven.
Right.
Like you're in an air fryer.
It's
It's
like
just
being
wind
at-
blowing a heat.
It's like being at Buzz Gym.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You know,
if all the
'cause
fans are on.
They gotta make weight, keep
Yep,
it hot,
yep.
put the fans on so you can circulate and breathe.
So, history-wise,
Yeah.
Rutgers has never beaten Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know, Nebraska is a 7-point favorite in this particular matchup. Rutgers is scoring 32 points a game.
That's tough though. 32 points.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Damn.
Here's the thing about them is they're really good at the little things.
Yeah,
And it's
okay.
not, I call it a little thing, but it's not a little thing really. So third down conversions.
Right.
They're really good. They're above 50%.
Okay.
Stopping teams when they're inside the red zone, come in and try to score.
Under
They're
20.
really good.
Oh, okay.
They are top 10 in the country.
Dang,
now it
I'm
helps
way off.
because they played against Washington last week, and Washington was 2 of 5.
Okay.
So that helped them. But they've had a couple times where they've gotten stops in the red zone, and it helps their percentages. They're really good at that.
Please don't tell me Rutgers is a slept-on team in the Big Ten.
No, they're not. So they're 4-0, right?
Right.
They're 4-0. Now, we're going to get to some other numbers that aren't as good. I start
Word.
off with the good
Oh,
stuff.
no, for sure, for sure.
Their quarterback, Kylonn Haynie, is the same quarterback that was at Minnesota.
Oh.
And he has beaten Nebraska.
Oh yeah, he transferred.
Not once, but twice.
Yeah.
One time,
Right.
Nebraska's dominating the game. Tanner Morgan gets knocked out of the game at halftime. They bring in Kylonn Haynie, and that dude lights us up in the second half.
So Minnesota had a new quarterback, and that new quarterback left.
So he was a quarterback. This is 3. So go back 3 seasons ago, they had Tanner Morgan, right?
Yeah, okay, I remember
Tanner
that.
Morgan plays the whole season. The next year he comes back and gets hurt. Cali Manis comes
Steps
in.
up.
And then the next year, which was last year, he stays there again and plays one more year, and then he transfers to Rutgers.
Oh, okay.
He
'Cause
transfers
I
to
remember
Rutgers.
there was a point in time where Minnesota had new personnel.
They have beaten Nebraska 4 straight times.
Dang.
Minnesota has.
Well, they got a chance again.
And they don't play Minnesota this year. So they can't get back to Minnesota this year, but next year they will.
Rutgers got a chance. I'm trying to say.
Oh, no doubt about that. They run a lot of zone read, RPO stuff.
Right.
So defensively, you got to stay at home.
Right.
You got to play the run, play the quarterback, play the pass. So you got to just stay at home.
You gotta
Follow your keys.
Right.
Follow your keys. They run the ball 63% of the time. So they run the ball a lot.
Bro. Gosh, that's so boring.
Kylonn Haynie is the second leading rusher in the Big Ten.
You running 63%?
He is a fire plug.
What does he average on his per carry?
So I'll tell you right now, he is a 6 yard per carry average, 6 TDs, and 147 yards a game.
He getting first downs.
He does. And he breaks a lot of tackles.
Right.
He breaks a lot of tackles. Second leading rusher in the Big Ten.
Man.
I mentioned physical, will finish on you.
So he's going to be all Big Ten.
Well, currently, yeah. Right now, so there's about 4 running backs.
Yeah.
So you got the kid who plays at Iowa, Johnson. Got Monungai. And they got the 2 running backs, both at Ohio State, that are having great years. So those are kind of your 4 best.
For sure.
But, it's a long season. It's a long season.
Right.
Wide receiver-wise, they got a lot of wide receivers. They don't throw the ball a lot, though.
Right.
They got some big physical guys, like 6'3", 6'4".
Right.
They got a 6'6" freshman.
Right.
They don't throw the ball a lot, though.
I got a question about that. Just
Sure.
from, I like to lean on your football expertise. Teams that play like Rutgers, is it because their receiver core sucks, or is it just a style of football?
One, it's the coach, right?
Yeah.
Greg Schiano believes in this. He's a former defensive lineman.
Oh.
And when you are a former lineman, you're about all the physicality, running the ball, stopping the run, that kind of thing. And so that's what he is.
Okay.
But another part of it is when you are Rutgers and you're not going to be going out and getting 4-star and 5-star wide receivers.
Gotcha.
And you're not going to be getting 4- and 5-star quarterbacks.
Right.
Play to your strength.
Right.
What can you recruit? Offensive linemen, running backs in New Jersey, dude.
Yeah.
New Jersey's probably Mike Rozier, New Jersey. A lot of good guys coming out of New Jersey. So that's what he does. Defensively, though.
Okay.
So they're only giving up 19 points a game, but they're the second worst team in the Big Ten against the run. So they've struggled there.
Yeah.
And they give up a lot of big plays.
Okay.
Let me give you and tell you how it works. So Rutgers giving up 55 big plays, 55 plays of 10+ yards, 55 of them.
Dang.
Nebraska has had 77 in 5 games. Okay. So Nebraska has produced a lot of big plays, a lot through the air, some through the run.
Right. That's weird to hear.
Yeah.
Through the air for Nebraska?
I know. Yeah. Because last year, they led the Big Ten in plays 10+ on the ground.
Yes.
They were nowhere near the top.
Yes.
It's opposite this year. To kind of give you a comparison, in 5 games,
right,
Nebraska's given up 59 of those plays.
Right.
Rutgers has given up 55 in 4 games. So it shows you what they've been giving up.
All right.
Special teams wise, as you know, Nebraska's struggling.
Yes.
Kicking
I'm not laughing like that.
No, look,
no, not like that.
Sometimes you laugh so you don't cry, right? And that's what the situation they are right now. Struggles snapping, struggles kicking it.
Right.
They've had some issue as well. I would like for them to put it in the end zone every time they kick off.
Right.
They don't do that every time. They get 5 out of 6 last week.
Right.
They get a couple punt returns that have been long. Matter of fact, in terms of punt returns, 13 teams in the Big Ten have had at least one 10-yard punt return. Of the ones that don't, Nebraska's one of them.
Dang.
So they don't even have one 10-yard punt return.
How many teams is in the Big Ten now?
18. Only 2 teams in the Big Ten have allowed 2 20-yard punt returns, and one of them is Nebraska. And then only 2 Big Ten teams have more than 2 30-yard long kickoff returns. That's Iowa and Northwestern.
What is it about our special teams? As a living in Nebraska.
I know they work on it. So in the last 10 years, really only 3 times, and it was when Mike Riley was here pretty much. So you go 2014, Bo's last year, 2015.
I think 15 was a pretty good team.
15 was the team that went 5-7. They ended up going to a bowl game. They beat UCLA. That's Mike Riley's first year.
Right.
But they had good special teams.
Yeah.
And then in 2016, they had good special teams. Other than that, Nebraska's finished in the bottom half. So say there's 128 teams. Now there's 134 teams. Nebraska's finished below 100 in 7 of those years.
Man.
So they have struggled consistently. And right now they rank 129th.
And keep
there's 134
to keep
teams.
it real, I feel like until we can progress in all these different areas. We passing the ball better.
Yeah.
Our defense is better.
Sure.
Offensive line is good. Quarterback is great.
Yep.
But if our special teams are not working and we don't play a complete game, we can't get to that talk of. I mean, I don't want to just get to a bowl game if I'm a Husker fan.
No, I know. Yeah.
I want to actually compete for something.
Yeah.
So special teams, we got to clean that up. And I hate to be – there's people out here who probably say, well, Josh, you're doing better. And Matt Rule, he go progressively. Nah, man, you got to –
No, you cannot win in spite of your poor special teams. Yeah. You're right, though. Look, so here's a guy that he does all the statistical rankings comparing last year to this year.
Right.
And in almost every stat, it's in the green, meaning it's better than it was the year before.
Right.
Now, you get to some Reds, most of them are special teams. So they were 14th last year in kickoff returns. They're 49th this year.
Man.
Punt returns is better, 121. Matter of fact, Josh, last week on Saturday, they gained for the season more yards punt return than they had all last year.
Wow.
So last year they only had like 49 yards. Currently they have 55.
Are we not blocking?
Well, right now they're returning the punts better than they did last year, but it's still not great.
Right.
So they're worse in kickoff return defense, they're worse in punt return defense, and they're worse in net punting.
You know what? This is
worse.
This is a stat that won't show up. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you get a different coach, you just play harder. How much of a factor do you think that is within?
No, but I mean, they have, obviously it's his second year. Right. I think they did a better job of bringing guys in to fill the gaps. Because what was the big gap? One of the big gaps was wide receivers. So you bring in two guys who had succeeded other places, right? That was a big gap.
Yep.
One of the big gaps was, having health at the tight end position. There are a lot of injuries.
Right.
Health for the most part, they had health last year on the offensive line, but then they started getting injuries. This year, kind of the same thing. Defensively, it's basically the same guys that are back. Basically the same guys, but they've gotten better.
Right,
Development.
Sure.
Development is a big part of it.
No doubt.
Headline number 2. Your thoughts on the big New York Knicks, Minnesota Timberwolves trade? What do you think? Who won the trade, you think? If people don't know, Karl Anthony Towns goes from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the New York Knicks. The Knicks send Julius Randle, disgruntled man, and Dante DiVincenzo, Villanova.
He was my favorite player.
Sends him back. What do you think? Who wins? Minnesota or New York?
Oh, man. The momentum that New York got in just the culture, like for what let me speak to this first.
Yeah, sure.
Really, you ain't really making that big of a trade, to keep it real, except for like what DiVincenzo had. I think what Julius Randle did for New York, Cat would have some bigger numbers, but I just think for like if you want a guy who gonna shoot some threes, grab some rebounds, and just being really he's not the focal point of the offense. You know that, right?
Yeah.
With all that being said, I think that Minnesota got better, and I think New York will remain the same.
Okay. I think personally that New York won this trade because you get a guy who consistently throughout his career has been disgruntled, so you get him off your roster. And whenever Julius Randle's been injured, they've still won games despite him.
That's true.
So I always think if you're not there and they're winning without you, they probably don't need you.
But I just think
But DiVincenzo is by far the best. He was the best Knicks pure shooter last year.
Yeah, that's
so you're losing a pure shooter.
Yeah, I'm not really,
But Karl Anthony Towns is going to get you quick buckets.
Right.
He is going to be able to move the ball. He's a good passer. He's going to rebound.
Yeah.
So the things that the Knicks need, I think he will supply.
I mean on paper. Yeah. And I think for what the Knicks need, it look like that.
Yeah.
But I just think Minnesota will probably be just a less toxic atmosphere. Sometimes you get these superstars, man, and I feel like they can be toxic to the environment, and you just got to deal with them. I mean, Cat was shooting shots, and coach didn't want him to shoot them.
Yeah.
Like there was so many.
And that was another thing. You have two guys who are essentially the same position.
Exactly.
And so you have all that money tied up on them. You got to move Cat. But I think both teams win. I just think the Knicks win bigger.
All right. I think I'm saying what you say.
Mm-hmm. They both are winners. Yeah. The third headline is Caitlin Clark wins Rookie of the Year in the WNBA.
Is it? Do you
Not
think
a surprise?
Well, I knew she would win, but I don't. I feel like if Angel Reese hadn't have got injured, like I think it just takes less pressure off of the narrative and connotation of things because Caitlyn was going to win, but because of the stigma of how a lot of people be hating on her, bro.
No, I know.
She be hooping.
Oh, I know.
I can't deny that.
I know.
But I just think Angel, I hate to like use her injury as like a scapegoat, but
don't use it. Don't use it because Caitlin Clark deserves it.
Yeah,
without
like,
the injury.
Yeah,
I
think so, bro.
This conversation is really not close,
right?
When you talk about two things, one, all the numbers that Caitlin Clark put up, and the biggest thing, the difference in record.
True.
What this team was last year,
yeah,
and what they are now with her.
Yeah. Now the reason, you know what came to my mind when you said that? Steve Nash winning MVP over Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, the Phoenix Sun had a little bit better. Remember we talked about this.
We did.
A little bit better record than the Lakers.
Yeah.
Which gave Steve Nash the edge. I just kind of feel like from where the Indiana Fever was to where they are now, and the numbers she putting up, I think she the MVP.
She got 66 of the 67 votes.
There you go.
There was one vote that went to Angel Reese. I don't know. I mean, we know because they're made public. I don't know who it is, but it's one of the writers decided.
So she just can't be a unanimous MVP?
You know how it works in the NBA.
Yeah.
How many times have we had a situation where everybody thought it was going to be unanimous, and until Steph won it, I think Steph was the first unanimous.
Only.
So yeah, it's hard to do. I think this is a no-brainer. This is you as a person wanting to make a statement. He wanted to make a statement. He wanted to make headlines, or she wanted to make headlines,
right.
And they did this voting knowing that the Fever, again, much better team with her.
Right.
Everything she did, assist-wise, scoring-wise, everything. I know she had a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah.
I know she did.
But, I mean, that's like Kobe. His percentages were low, but he shot a lot.
She handled it a lot,
But I also think that with her being out of the playoffs, now we got a new problem. Who going to watch? Is everybody watching basketball because of what she did, and they're taking heed to other good players? Like, damn, this is actually some good hoopers.
Yeah.
Or are people just not watching it no more because Caitlyn ain't playing?
No, I think that a lot of people are won over watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark.
I agree.
So
I ordered
say people didn't watch it.
Right.
They hear everything about Caitlin Clark, so they watch her play. And then maybe they watch another game just because they're kind of keeping up with the race, right? The standings.
For sure.
I think it increased, obviously, the audience. It's a no-brainer. You can look at the TV numbers. And I think it's going to maintain pretty well through the playoffs. Now, what could hurt is the defending champions going out.
Right.
Right. So that maybe
the
that
Las
does.
Las Vegas Aces. Yeah.
I think they're on the verge of going out.
Yeah.
So that could hurt as well. Again, we're taping this on a Thursday night.
Now, with Caitlyn is really a one-on-one.
Yeah.
What's her name? Asia Wilson is a one-on-one.
She's a incredible basketball player. Incredible
she
basketball
remind me of, she's like the female Kareem.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she dominate like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like head and shoulders better than everybody.
Yeah, but her handle at her size.
She ain't got that.
Dude, I saw her catch the ball at half court, dribble, go behind her back, and go up and lay up the ball. I was like, look like Tracy McGrady, dude. This is when she had the blonde hair.
You see her more like a 4 than a 5.
I think of her more as an athletic 5. Nowadays 5.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
the old day 5, but the 5 now can do everything.
You know what?
What can't the 5 do? What can't, when Porzingis was at his greatest health.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's 7'3" or something, right?
7'1", 7'2", something.
So think about the things he could all do.
Right.
We didn't have anybody like that back then. He can post up, back to the basket. If a center, when I was growing up, shot a 3, he coming out.
I know.
You coming out.
I know.
You come sit next to me. Come think about what you did. But now it's no big deal.
But how do you maintain, like, so what now? Does Caitlyn go overseas?
She's not. She's kind of exhausted, right?
Okay.
I mean, she went straight from finishing up her college career straight into playing in WNBA.
Yep.
And she really has any time off. So she's not going to go overseas. She's not doing anything. She's just going to take time off.
Okay.
But good for her, though.
So
get some rest.
What can we do to pay these women more?
Well, that comes down to the contract, right? So
I mean, 70,000.
The deal they made with the TV networks isn't great, but in a couple of years, if it keeps going the way it is, I think you could see a renegotiation happening.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're never going to make the money.
No, of course.
That the NBA, but remember what the NBA was when I was growing up. Certainly wasn't anything near. So you go 78, 79, 80. They had playoff games that were tape delayed. You had teams that didn't have a TV package. You had players you had no idea. People weren't going to games. So if that kind of thing can happen in the NBA, right, with the same sport being played,
right,
a reasonable facsimile of that can happen in the WNBA. I think it can happen.
Even watching this old school game here, players are so different.
It's not in HD either. That's what the bad part is. It looks horrible.
Hey, have you ever seen something old of yourself and was like, man, that's the quality? I thought it was HD
That's what we were watching. Yeah, it wasn't HD. It was like, that looks underwater. It really does. Right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Kylonn Haynie, who is running back for Omaha Central, will join us next. And then after that, we will have our keys to the game and predictions as well right here on Let It Fly Show.
On a Sunday.
Gotta go. I forgot the sausage.
You guys ready to eat? There you go. On a Sunday.
All right, welcome back to Let It Fly Show. I am joined now by Omaha Central running back Kylonn Haynie joining us here on the Let It Fly Show. How you feeling, man?
Good, very good.
Good. I want to go back because when did you focus and say, I'm just going to play football? Because I know so many of you guys play a lot of sports when you're younger. When did you say, I'm just going to play football?
Around the fourth grade. Well, I play more sports. Well, I wouldn't say play because it's not a playful sport. It's wrestling.
Oh, that's definitely not playful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were a wrestler?
Yeah.
Starting at what age?
Around 7, 8.
Okay. And who'd you wrestle for?
Roy RP.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good. Were you any good?
Yes.
Well, wait. What'd you weigh?
When I started.
Yeah.
I think I started at about like 75 pounds.
Oh, so you were already big.
Yep.
For a little wrestler.
Yep.
Awesome. And then when did you decide at that point that you're going to focus mainly on football?
And I wouldn't say not early. It was around like 6th, 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Cause some athletes knew they wanted to be a football player when they're like younger.
Yeah.
For me, it was like 6th, 7th grade. Cause at first I didn't like football.
Really?
Nah.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't know. I just thought it was dumb. Like when I was in elementary.
Right.
Like
Who'd you play for, by the way?
I played with the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So before I started playing, I actually didn't like football.
Did you ever play any flag football?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fun.
Yep.
You had fun doing that, right?
Yeah.
But then when the pads got on, did you think it was?
Well, I didn't before I put the pads on. I didn't like football.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. But then Coach Muhammad, Coach T-Mac, they provided me to play football. So
Yeah.
I just tried it out, and it ended up being something I loved.
What else did you play? Anything else besides wrestling and football?
I run track. I run track currently too.
What do you run?
I run a 100 and 200.
Really?
Yep.
What's your best 100 time?
11.4.
And you weigh what?
198.
Yeah, you over 200 pounds. You just keep saying 198. That's fine. Kylonn Haynie joining us from Omaha Central. So when you put those pads on and you're running the ball, you are incredibly physical runner.
Yep.
How did you develop that style?
I don't really know. I just got we got tough from wrestling mainly.
Sure.
Starting at a young age, being physical, knowing how to take people down. How do I say this? I don't know how to say it.
So like in wrestling, we always talk about how you get leverage on people, right? And that translates a lot of times to offensive and defensive linemen, linebackers and stuff. Does that help you too?
Yes, especially on defense. I barely play defense, but I want to play defense to help the team out.
Right.
But they want me to just play running back just for not risking injuries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's talk about this season. I know it's not going as well as you guys want, but kind of walk us through how it's been for you.
It's been pretty good besides the last game. They stopped the run. I think they had a game plan just to stop the run.
Yeah.
They executed the game plan. Only having 3 rushing yards. That's not. Well, we have a game tonight against Creighton Prep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to rushing for 170 plus.
All right.
20 carries, 18 to 20.
So you're saying 18 to 20 for about $170.
Yep.
All right. What do you know about prep in terms of the preparation you guys getting ready for? What's the challenge going against the Junior Jays?
The challenge, they're running backs. They don't have no receivers, I don't think.
Yeah.
No, they had a good tight end last year.
Yep.
He went to Iowa.
Yeah, he did.
But that's about it. They running backs.
Right.
And the quarterback like to roll out, run the ball. They're not really a throwing team. I'm not worried about their defense. I rushed for 100 and something when I was a freshman against them. So I'm not really worried about the defense, the linebackers, and then.
Kylonn Haynie joining us from Omaha Central running back. What I know there's something about their defense, the way they set up that I know you guys prepared for. Is there anything that stands out in that preparation for them?
Yeah, they run I think a 3-4, 3 lineman front for linebackers. But on film, it looked like them guys don't really know how to tackle, for real. So
Okay.
I'm not really.
Not really worried about it?
Yeah.
What got you to Central? So did you have relatives that went there before? Is it just in your area? What led you to Central? 'Cause, I mean, obviously you can choose to go to any high school the way stuff is set up now. Why'd you choose Central?
It's I-back high. Best running backs get produced out of Omaha Central.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best educations. Even if you don't want to be a football player, you'll end up being something in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, diverse too, right? I mean, I talk about that with my kids a lot of time. When you go to school, you want to have all kinds of people around you, and Central has that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And another thing is Coach T-Mac, Coach Muhammad, and I've been playing with them since my 7th grade year.
Mm-hmm.
I like them as coaches, so I really wanted to play with them in the next level in high school football.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me about you said I-back high. What do you know about I-back high? Now you're 16 years old. A lot of those guys came before you. Who are some of the names that they talk about that you know about?
Gail Sayers.
Well, the statue out front out back helps with that one, yeah.
David Horn.
There you go.
Ronell Grigsby.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmad Green.
Yeah.
Some more. Can't think of them.
Calvin Jones.
Yeah, Calvin Jones.
Calvin Jones.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There was a lot of them that have come through there. Some didn't even have that big of names, but had huge careers as too, like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And you want your name to be on that list.
Yep.
Yeah. Talk about that in terms of goals. What you want to do. What you want to be.
I want to rush for over 1,000 this year. Last year I only had 400 some yards.
But it was your freshman year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I already went past that in this past 4 games. I already passed 400 yards my last season, full season, rushing yards. But yeah, I want to rush for over 1,000, have over 15 touchdowns, be on that list where the I-back high list. There's like a list where it shows the name and the how many yards they rushed for and how much touchdowns they had. It was like a top 10, and I want to be on that top 10.
Nice. You got an offer from Nebraska in April, right?
Yep.
Walk us through what that was like. Who called you? What was the feeling like? That kind of thing.
So it was a normal day. So the week before, they went down to Nebraska. Some of my teammates, and I texted Coach Muhammad. I was like, "Why didn't you take me?" He was like, "Don't worry. You gonna get your chance."
Yeah.
So it was on a Tuesday, and a whole exact week later, the next Tuesday.
Yeah.
They took me down to Nebraska. It was at like 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So we was watching the practice for a couple hours. Not a couple hours, like it was like an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And it was getting towards the end of the practice. Coach Muhammad ended up calling me over to meet Coach Matt Rule. And Coach Matt Rule didn't say much. He just said his name.
Yeah.
What he do. He's the head coach. Then he ended up just saying, "I just want to offer you a scholarship."
Wow.
And he said, "It was like this is not a BS scholarship. This is like you can commit right now if you wanted to."
Wow.
That type of scholarship.
Did you expect that? I mean, when you went down on the visit, did you know that was going to happen?
No, Coach Muhammad be keeping secrets.
It's true. It's true. He does that for sure. That's awesome. And who'd you immediately tell? Did you call your parents? Who'd you tell right away?
I told my teammates. Some of them was with me.
Uh-huh.
I went over there, told my teammates, I just got a scholarship from Nebraska, and they were excited for me. Shout out to Big Jerry, Elijah, Anthony.
Yeah.
I just told them first, but when we end up leaving, because you can't have phones out, when we end up leaving the facility, I called my mom, my grandma. And
Yeah.
all them. Yep.
What'd she say?
They was proud of me. It was so proud of me.
I bet. I can imagine. Let's do some rapid fire, okay? Besides football and school, what's your other thing? What's your go-to? What do you do?
Play 2K. And
What's your system? What's your gaming system you play the most on?
PS5.
Okay, so you're a PlayStation kid.
Yeah.
And you are best at what game? Like what game, if somebody was going to say, you got to play against somebody, they want you to win, what's the game?
GTA.
So Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm old now. I know all the games. So you don't. So it's not a sports game. It's not like a football or anything like that.
Nah. I wouldn't. Don't play that game, kids. But
yeah, because I understand that there's a lot of stuff in there that's not exactly kid friendly.
yeah, but sports. I'm good at the sports game, like NCAA. I beat a couple of my friends. Good friends, actually.
Yeah. I'm assuming you played the new one, the 2025.
Yep.
Yeah. Think about this, like going forward. Can you imagine yourself in the game? Because I mean, obviously, if things keep going the way they are, you go to Nebraska, you'll be in the game. What would that be like?
You know what's crazy?
What?
They have our high school in the game.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. So they have high schools in there?
Yeah, but you have to, like, make the team.
Okay.
So it's Omaha Central, and they got me in there, number 8. They got my last name. They got the exact, like, your height, weight, the stuff you wear in the game.
Yeah.
They're like these. Like, I wear these every game.
Yeah.
They got them in the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's that like? That's got to be nuts.
It's crazy. That's the only. I said, like, my friend, we call him HB. We told him he wanted me to play him so bad because I beat him.
Yeah.
With Georgia, and I was like, I'm not playing you unless I use Central.
That's awesome, man. That is cool. Kids across the country must love that. Give me your go-to fast food place, and what do you order?
I go to Popeyes.
Me too. Let me just say that. Me too. What do you get?
Get a 4-piece combo.
A 4-piece. Okay.
4-piece combo, fries, sometime a high C. Well, if it's game,
Yeah.
if it's getting close to the game, I get a water.
Okay. Yeah. You don't need all that sugar.
Yeah, nah.
Despite all the fat and stuff you're eating from the chicken and french fries, you don't need that. You don't need that soda to get on top of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let me ask you that: Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper. What's your main when you can have a pop? What do you get?
I really don't drink pop.
Yeah.
I'd rather have juice.
Okay.
Instead, like high C or
So you're a fruit
lemonade.
juice guy, orange juice, apple juice. What kind of juice?
Fruit juice.
Fruit juice.
So like high C, like
Yeah.
fruit punch, lemonade,
Mhm.
strawberry lemonade, juices like that.
Yeah. Say you're gonna write down like this is the future of Kylonn Haynie. What do you write down? What do you put down and say I'm gonna do this, 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 and this?
Like as if like
In terms of your goals going forward.
Become a 3-time state champion in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to win state in football. I hope that I want that to come.
That'd be awesome just to have an OPS team again win because
Yeah.
it's been a while.
Yeah, I want to win state in football. What's another one? I want to win a medal in track, a gold medal actually. Like if it's a 4x1, 100, it don't matter. I just
Yeah.
want to win a medal in track. I want to win a medal in every sport I do in high school.
Wow.
I want to go to college, but I don't want a red shirt. I want to be. I want
I'll play as a freshman.
to play.
Are you getting any other interest from other schools outside of Nebraska?
I mean, yeah, people be calling Muhammad about me,
Yeah.
but they're not really like speaking to me about it.
Okay.
So
Well, you're only a sophomore, I believe.
yeah, they can't.
After this year is over, then they can start reaching out to you. Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's but yeah, colleges is like Mizzou. I think Mizzou's because we had a old tackle, our right tackle.
Uh-huh.
He went to Mizzou.
Yeah.
And he been telling me like they got their.
He likes it.
Yeah.
I saw he was back he was back last week.
Yeah.
He was on the sidelines. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to our game against West Side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw everybody dapping him up. Because I remember he was originally going to Illinois when I met him,
Mhm.
but then he ended up decommitting going to Missouri.
Mhm.
So that's one of them that could be on your
Yep.
on your island. Okay, cool. How you end the season? Like what you prep tonight, and then I believe you have 3 more games after that.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yep.
How do you guys finish the season?
6-3. We're gonna beat Prep. for
Okay.
Sure. We gotta beat Papio.
Mm-hmm.
We play Miller North at home.
Yeah.
Yep, that's gonna be a tough game, but I feel like we can pull it through if we stay disciplined enough and work together as a team and do your
Yeah.
own assignments. And stop doing assignments for other people. We're gonna beat Miller North. Then we have Fremont. That's just like playing Northwest.
Don't say that. Yeah, they're not very good. That's very true. Good call on that. We appreciate it. Good luck tonight. I'll be there watching, and I tell people when they ask me about you, I said he's the most physical back I've seen in the Metro because you run over people. The first guy never tackles you, and I could see why you'd want to play on defense because they could use a little bit of help, and I think you could help them. So you talk Abdul into that, man. Say, Coach, put me back there. Put me out.
Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna talk to Muhammad about that.
Talk to him about that. All right. All right, welcome back to Let It Fly Show. We appreciate Kylonn coming on with us and talking about Omaha Central and high school football. Eagles, right? So they've had to stretch, man. We talked about it, but now they got Creighton Prep 2 to play after coming off of West Side and Omaha North. It's been tough, man. It's a tough stretch for this club.
I know.
And, I want to see them do well.
Right.
I want to see them make the playoffs because they got a lot of guys on this team that play really hard. It's just it's hard right now.
I agree.
It's hard.
It's
hard out there for a pimp.
And for me, it's hard to watch because that's Champ High, man.
I know.
Like
I know. I walked around there, a lot of championships.
Yeah, the expectations is there. And the thing is now, as I say that, I can understand why the Huskers lean on them 90s.
Sure.
You know?
Right.
Like, you know what it should be and what it could be.
Yeah, because you've seen it.
There you go.
Right, because you've seen it. No doubt about that. It's like, I remember when I was skinny. I know it was there. I remember.
Me too.
Let's do keys. Number one, are you familiar with the James Brown song, The Big Payback?
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is The Big Playback.
I'm going to listen to that on my way home.
It's a great song. It's got one of the greatest lines in music history. Greatest lines in music history.
Go ahead and drop it.
James says, I may not know karate, but I know crazy.
Yeah.
And that's the truth, Ruth.
Yeah.
This is the big playback, okay? Big playback. Rutgers is vulnerable to the run game.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, 17th in the Big Ten. They've given up 55 plays of 10 yards or more.
Right.
Double digits last week to Washington, and Washington's built very similar to Nebraska.
Dang.
Through 5 games, Nebraska, 75 of those plays, 10 plus, 5th in the Big Ten. Big playback. Let's get the backs in the backfield. Let's pound them. Let's get after them.
Right.
And then when the fourth quarter, the third quarter, then the fourth quarter rolls around, take advantage of them.
There you go.
Put up some numbers.
All right.
Big playback.
All right. I can look forward to that because
Right.
I get sick of them games where it's just a bunch of Wisconsin versus Nebraska up the middle. I fall asleep. I wake up. Man, it's still first quarter.
Any kind of run game I'm fine with. It could be jet sweep.
Jet
it could
sweep
be
is my stuff.
inside zone. It could be outside zone. It could be toss. I don't care.
Man.
Any kind of running game.
I'll watch a jet sweep, man,
Yeah.
but it's like we do.
Corey Barney was great last week with the jet sweep.
Yeah, for
great,
sure.
great.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, but don't mind
Key number
me.
2.
Don't mind me.
Stay with me for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Karma, chameleon. We run and go. We stop the RPO. We stop the RPO.
Okay.
That's the key to playing Rutgers. Watch them against Virginia Tech. Watch them against Washington. Belly with the running back. If he doesn't give it to the second best running back in the Big Ten according to the yards, then he gets out on the edge. He can run a little bit. Kylonn Haynie can.
Yep.
He can also throw the ball. Tight end comes out in the flat. Crossing wide receiver. It's a system thing. You play it inside, out. And if everybody does their job, you can slow it down. You can't stop the RPO.
Yeah.
But you can slow it down.
Right.
And Nebraska needs to be in their gaps, playing system football. Nobody doing something stupid. I'm going to go do this. No. Stay where you're supposed to be.
Right.
Because if you do, that's how you give a big play up.
For sure.
So stay where you are. Follow your keys. Everyone needs to do their job from the inside out. Stop the RPO.
Yep.
Come on, chameleon. And then the last one, I don't know if you know about this about me,
Tell me.
My cousin, Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby was the original DJ for LL Cool J. My cousin Bobby,
I think we
Cut
talked
Creator,
about that.
before
Yeah.
Cut Creator, my
Right.
cousin Bobby.
So your cousin Bobby was
Bobcat.
around. He was around the Supreme team.
Yes. Well, he was around from when Crush Groove broke
Yeah.
all the way through until like 80, I want to say 88. Because then he kind of went on his own working, and that's when
crazy.
Cut Creator came in.
Yep.
So this is a shout out to Cut Creator, right?
For sure.
All this is a story about a brother I know, Cut Creator on the fader. Now watch him go Cut Creator, right? It's time to get the operation involving special teams and field goal team fixed.
Yeah.
Cut whoever you got to cut.
Yes.
Whether it's the holder, whether it's the snapper, whether it's the kicker. It's time to get on the DJ fader,
sure.
cut somebody.
I'm with you, man.
Because it can't be this bad.
Yeah.
It cannot be this bad. It's got to get fixed. Right now, special teams, I mentioned to you, 129th in the country efficiency-wise. There are 134 teams.
Damn.
134 teams. Last year, if you remember, they weren't much better at special teams.
Damn.
But it's the only stat, truly, that they've gotten worse at from 2023 to 2024, so it's time to get it fixed.
Right.
Here's a way to do it.
The annexation of Puerto Rico.
I do love that play, but a kickoff return for a touchdown. So you're going against a Rutgers team that's kicked the ball off 24 times and only has 12 touchbacks. So that means they're going to give you a chance to run it back. To Corey Barney, kickoff return. Now it's going to be windy, so you got to catch the ball first because it's going to be tough in Memorial Stadium. You catch it, take it back for a touchdown. You steal a possession.
Yep.
You light the crowd up.
Yep.
And the majority of the time,
So get the crowd in early.
yeah, get them in the game.
Yeah.
And the majority of the teams that return kickoffs for touchdowns win games. Mm-hmm. Just the way stats work. My prediction for the game.
Come on.
Is 27-14 Nebraska. 27-14 Nebraska. I believe Nebraska, I think they match up well with Rutgers. I know people are worried because Rutgers is physical and they can run the ball for 240 yards a game and all this. But I think Nebraska actually matches up well with this team.
Okay.
What do you got?
27-21 Nebraska.
Close one, not covering.
Not covering.
27-21 Nebraska. I'm glad you said Nebraska.
Yeah.
Josh. Okay. Coming up next week, I'm not sure. I know they have some plans to have on another Husker recruit.
Yep.
Actually a commit. I don't know if that is completely solid or not, but I know our executive producer, Phil McLean, says it's going to happen.
I just be waiting.
We'll be waiting.
Right.
We'll be sitting there next to the door just waiting for it to happen. Special thanks to Phil McLean, the man running the show, King Val Elvis,
you, bro.
Video coordinator. Occasionally, Max is in here.
Yeah.
I saw him outside when I got here.
Word.
Whenever something breaks, though,
He be here.
beep, 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 beep.
That's crazy.
Matt, can you come fix this? And he comes and fixes it. And then Meg's not here today, taking pictures and stuff. We got to take our own pictures. Remind you, Bud Light, presenting sponsor. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you're watching the game, no matter what's going on in sports, Bud Light is the thing that gives you easy buckets, easy spikes, easy touchdowns, and soon easy home runs as well. Easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Thank you to Bud Light for being a presenting sponsor. And a reminder again, of course, subscribe again. Unlike, like again, whatever you got to do,
share
to help us out.
Right.
Share it. Tell people where it is. Tell them about the podcast.
Right.
Tell them you like it. Even if you don't mean it, tell them you like it.
Just lie.
Help us out.
No, don't lie.
Don't lie to anybody. But you know, you can help.
Yeah.
Fudge the truth. Josh, take us away, man.
Hey, Josh Jones here with my boy Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.